today, when I'm now seeing some of these news reports and I'm seeing what's going on, I'm thinking to myself, G's on P's. You said the young guy was 12. My daughter is 11. My daughter is 11. She still sleeps with a nightlight on. So for you to then say a boy in the year above her is potentially carrying this weapon, in my head, I can't even marry the two. I can't merge the two. I don't understand it. So coming back to the Section 20, I'm now saying, for some reason, these youths are happily walking around with, as Buddy described, these 15-inch knives, 12-inch knives. It's not even, and I'm not saying to make it be any better, it's not even like a little flick knife that fits in your belt buckle or something that's inconspicuous. These things are huge. Half the size of some of their legs.
Zombie knives.
Zombie knives, yeah. Mm-hmm. So they're huge. So I'm thinking, if you're going to be big and bold enough to walk around with this, then obviously the fear level has been removed.
It's not necessarily the fear level. The thing is, they fear more of what other people will do.
Being caught lacking, yeah?
Yeah, so I can't now be... So, for example, I can't now be caught in Tottenham, all right, because I'm a Hackney man, for example. Because I'm a Hackney man, you're in Tottenham, there's a chance that I'm now caught slipping in the wrong estate or the wrong area, something could happen to me. So don't get caught slipping. If you go to, when I use Carnival as a basis, you go to Carnival, you can't be sitting there caught lacking, trying to do walk-up and all the rest of it when... I mean, my man from the other end...
The ops are right there, yeah?
They're right there.
Okay.
You know what?
Be careful.
Maybe I'm just old and I'm more than happy to accept that might be the issue. But I don't see that as the main reason. I cannot sit here and say confidently that that's a justifiable reason for these, as we rightly said, Rambo, zombie, whatever... They're swords. You pull this out on somebody and you use it, you know this is...
Yes, it's not.
It's there's no second...
I'm not sending you a message.
Nah, this is not I'm sending you a message. This is, I'm looking to end your life.
So you...
Now,
Sorry, go on, Ali.
I cannot, honestly, to everyone that's listening, to my sons, to my family, to you guys, say that these guys are wearing this because, or carrying this around because somebody may... That they may be very, everything is possible. There might be small cases where that's the case. But for the majority of people that are walking around with these kind of things, for example, the girl in South London who got killed, she was on her way to school. From the small information that's out so far, so was the kid who stabbed her. They were on their way to school. They were in school uniforms. So you're telling me that journey from your house to the school is going through like the war zone.
It's not necessarily going through the war zone, but we've all been in beef in schools, innit? And the way that we used to deal with things when we was growing up was I would use my fists and I'll fight you.
I get that. I totally understand that. But I still cannot justify somebody going out. These knives are not sold in Tesco's. They're not sold in a corner shop. They're not sold in B&Q.
No, I hear you.
You're going out of your way to get this. I mean, I don't even know where you get them from, but you're going out of your way to acquire this hunter's knife. Let's call it a hunter's knife, because I don't really like to use Rambo and stuff, because it's almost like we're glorifying it. A hunter's knife, because that's what they are. Yeah, they're for people that the purpose for it is if you're in the wild, and a survival knife, or any of those kind of words we can use. But you've acquired this and you're carrying this around with you like it is a mobile phone, like it's a Bluetooth earpiece, like it's a everyday piece of equipment that you need when you're leaving. I leave my house, phone, keys, wallet. That's kind of the free things I pick up. These kids are now leaving phone, keys, wallet, headphones. Where's my survival knife? Because I may get attacked. Nah, I'm not having that.
All I'm saying is, like, even if you said, like, so, I don't know, I know that the young man was 17, so by understanding, he should have been on his way to college or an apprenticeship or whatever the case is. So if that's the case, entering into these establishments, are these weapons walking into schools?
It must be.
Are they going into classrooms? Do you get what I mean? Are they?
See, and it's sorry to cut you, but it's weird you say that when you, and I have to point this point, is that are they going into schools? Because you know when we have problems as well, all right, when we see a metal detector saying, oh, you're going to a school and there's a metal detector and you have to walk through the metal, and there's schools that do that, where you have to walk through a metal detector. I'm like, why is my child going to that school? I'm not sending you to no school with no metal detector. It don't make sense to me to be going.
Are you lying to yourself though?
What do you mean? When you say am I lying to myself, I'm sitting there thinking, I don't want my child to go to that school.
Why not?
Because in my head, or the way it's perceived, is that it's not. Why have you got a school?
Why do you even need to have a metal detector?
Prevention.
And this is the thing. So and I'm glad we've slided onto it, because it's like when I said when I saw the guys getting searched, in my head it was protect the youth. Why are you searching the youth for? How old is he? Oh, he's 12. You're searching a 12-year-old. Come away from him. Are you allowed to touch him without his parents being there? Are you allowed to search him without his parents being there? In that case, leave him alone. But in the other side of it is, they're now showing me, it's the 12-year-olds and the 14-year-olds that are carrying these Rambo knives and just killed somebody only 2 days ago. Shuts me up straight away. I'm thinking, rah. So how do you know it's not them? But they fit the same type of description. They're wearing ballied up. They're wearing hoodlum clothes. They're sitting there bopping around with their friends, looking excited. They're not in school uniform. So all of a sudden it's like, well, you fit the description, so we're gonna search you. So do they now have the right to search? For example, my son's 9, all right, and if now
3 years,
yeah,
jeez, imagine.
Do they have the right now to turn and say, I see your 9-year-old or your 10-year-old now on the roadside. He's tall. Not tall, but he's tall. Do we have that?
I wish he was tall. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but if he was tall, it's like, do we now have the right to go and feel him up and say?
So let me come back at you on that. Your son is 9 years old. As a father, because we can't just push everything on the authorities, what conversations have you had with him, and what is, to the best of your knowledge, what is his perception of the police? How do you, for example, react when you see the police? Because kids are, they're products of their parents. So if you have a fear of spiders, more than likely, buddy almost turned over the table. If you have a fear of spiders, the likelihood is your kids will have a fear of spiders because it's learned behavior. So how do you react to police or authority, and how does that portray to your son?
Well, I'm going to answer this question. Crazily enough, it's one thing that I spoke about is pillars being removed. When you move certain pillars, then responsibility gets shifted across. So I'll explain it. When we got in trouble when we were younger, I could be told off by, obviously, my mum. My dad ran around. So my mum, any of my aunts, all right? My uncle, G's on P's. Let's not get him involved. This was in the household. Outside of the household now, any of my friends' mums, any one of those, let that not take place. Scratch that. Outside of them, it was like my football coach. If I messed up in school or anything, and my mum told my football coach, done. You're not playing no sport, you're not doing nothing. You're not even allowed to come down to the youth club. Now, all of these, if you can imagine, are different pillars, right? Even the local policemen, I mean, they weren't very much present. The Stone Newton police in Hackney, do you know what I mean, in the 80s and shit, and 90s, but all right, cool. That was another layer. Even the priests, do you know what I mean? This was another layer. Your teacher, your head teacher, your head of year. These are all different layers, or pillars, I should say, that kept this structure in place. All of these pillars provided a roof to my safety. One way or another, I liked it or not, that's what their role was. But religion's taken off the table, parents are taken off the table, you can't chat to me, you're not my mum, taken off the table. Schools, teachers, fear the students, taken off the table. So now, who are holding up the pillars?